This was highly speculated and rumored. We didn't know. And this is one of those things where we're not going to get a full confirmation. But if we did get a confirmation, this would be as close as a thing to a confirmation as we could ever get. So, next up, if you were waiting to see Gotchard meet Gavv, you might have to wait a little longer, because we got this message from the Gotchard Twitter account, X account, if you want to call it that. It says, Fudo Tante, original writing by director, special collaboration visual released. That visual is this. It's Gotchard and Double and Majade. Sick. Gotchard Graduations, Kamen Rider Skull, or Kamen Rider Double Skull movie, Fudo PI. And it says, this winter, the 2 Rider movies are. Be sure to check out Futo Detective, Portrait of Kamen Rider Skull, and the V Cinema Next Kamen Rider Gotchard Graduations in the theater, or at the theater. Which pretty much confirms that the only 2 Kamen Rider movies you're getting this winter are these ones. Which means for the first time in a very long time, we don't have a Kamen Rider winter movie. We don't have a Kamen Rider winter movie. It's usually like the crossover movie between this year's Rider and last year's Rider. And we're just not getting one this time. I have a little bit of an explanation. It's in my phone. Let me throw it over in a Discord so I can pull it out. Oshinoko going to be the spiritual one? I saw a lot of people blaming Oshinoko and saying like, hey, Toei gets 1 movie slot and it seems to be taken by Oshinoko. Am I one of the few who enjoyed Gotchard? It wasn't exactly the best, but it wasn't that bad in my opinion. Honestly, after Gotchard has ended, I've seen a lot more Gotchard apologists like yourself that have thoroughly enjoyed Gotchard, which I totally get. Let me find this. I took it days ago. It's so hard to see. These things are so small on Discord. There we go. Okay. I found it. I can pull it over. Sorry, I screenshotted it on my phone. This is from J Hero. J Hero leaks a lot of stuff, but this says, due to the time schedule not matching, Gavv's production cannot work with Gotchard's production. That's why we have no winter movie this year. However, both will meet soon. So I'm wondering if you get a TTFC special between them. I'm also wondering how Gotchard wasn't bad, but it's not on my rewatch list. Hey, I understand. Hey, Kamen Riders are hard to rewatch. Like, people are always like, oh, I watched this series 6 times. And I was like, bitch, that's 50 episodes. Like, I'm not going to watch anything 50 episodes more than twice. And the only reason I've watched some seasons twice is because I was showing someone else those seasons. It has Ace and Buffa actors in the cast. It's literally a Rider movie. That's what I've been told over on Discord. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to get a TTFC special. This obviously is referring to how far in advance Rider and Sentai have to shoot now to deal with Chinese guidelines for airing over in China. There's certain censorship guidelines that China needs to be able to review it in a certain amount of time. And so that's why we've been getting so many leaks so far ahead. That's why we knew what Gavv looked like so far ahead of time. Because when Gavv started airing, it was already shooting episode 20. That's why we knew what Valen looked like. That's why we know what Vlam looks like and all that stuff. So I can only assume that's what this is referring to, is like, because of that, the production schedules didn't meet up, which I don't exactly get, because like, you're the same company shooting the same thing. Like, just make time. I don't know, but like, I hope this isn't a thing going forward. I hope we get winter movies going forward, and every winner doesn't get an Oshi no Ko movie now. But I hope that they figure it out for next year. They understand now that this is a problem. They figure it out for next year, and then we get a Reiwa Generations movie like I've been wanting for freaking years. I want to see all the Reiwa writers together. Yes, Gotchard included. That would make sense. I thought it was interesting the leaks come out sooner. Yeah, it's because we're right now, if we're on episode 11 of Gavv, they're probably shooting episode 32, 33, 34 right now. It's just, it's a ridiculous schedule that I kind of like for certain reasons. Like, so far, Gavv feels really put together. And I think that was one of my biggest problems with Gotchard, is that it didn't feel very put together. It felt very like, what are we going to do next week? And I could be wrong. That just could be what they were doing. But it felt very, like, what are we doing now? Whereas Gavv feels very thought out. And if that is a byproduct of this, then I'm all for it, because you have so much more time to get these things right. Reiwa Generations, I really hope it's good. So do I. Like, give me all, what is it, 7 now Reiwa writers? Or by the time next year comes, it'll be 7? Gotchard felt like a puzzle that wasn't put together right sometimes. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's also why we know what Goju Red looks like, correct? And all the Goju users, really. And don't get me wrong, like, Revice felt that way too. Revice felt like, especially by the end, that different writers were writing each episode without reading the episodes before it. You know what I mean? Especially those last like 4 arcs. And it's just like Gotchard, like, or not Gotchard, sorry. Writer just falls into that trap a little much, because like, one, I think 50 episodes is just fucking long. Like, nobody's going to argue that 50 episodes feels a little too long for some of these things. That's a long ass time. My solution has always been cut Rider down to 25 episodes, and then the rest of the year do Metal Hero. It's almost the same thing. You have certain different themes and stuff here and there, but like, it would be so much tighter with 25 episodes, and then you do Metal Hero for the rest of the year, and then you go back to Kamen Rider, and then you do Metal. You still get a season every year, and you get an extra property. You still get that like bump in like quarter 2, quarter 3, or whatever toy sales and stuff, because there's brand new things to buy. I've seen Gundam Seed, I can handle 50 episodes. I've seen Kamen Rider Revice, I can handle 50 episodes. Doesn't mean I want to every single year, especially if I'm not enjoying it. Like, that was the hardest part about Gotchard, is like, I'm not enjoying this show, and I just have to sit here and do nothing for, I started not liking it probably around episode like 6 or 7. So I was like, 48 weeks, a year of this, I just have to sit here and do nothing. Especially when we were watching on stream, I was like, I just have to take this in. Raw dogging it, yeah. The only thing that like made it better was watching it with you guys, and it just making fun of it the whole time. Yeah, if it's a good story and enjoyable, it's super easy. Like I said, on Monday when we watched Boom Booger, I was like, Boom Booger is feeling a little fillery right now, a little too fillery. And once we get past that, I think I'll feel really good about it. And I feel really good about it right now. I like watching it, but it's just feeling a little too fillery right now. You know? Gotcha reminded me of Wizard in terms of storytelling. Concept was there, that it was. Gotcha reminded you of Wizard because they used magic and not alchemy. Alchemy is one thing. Magic is a different thing. What's up, Sawyer? Oh, but that's the deal with the winter movie. At least we got these 2 movies. You know what I mean? At least we got Graduations, which, did I not show GT yet? Did we not do a stream where I showed Valvarad GT? Oh boy. Let me go back in Toku spoilers and find this. Because I was in the Discord laughing my ass off for so long the minute I saw this. Up. There it is. There it is. At least we got... I'm sad Ranger is dead. I'd love... Yeah, it'd be cool. That's all I needed. Thank you. Bye. At least in Gotchard Graduations, we get Valvarad GT. The movie is called Graduations. You would think that the high schoolers would get the focus of a movie called Graduations. Not this grown-ass man. This is a grown-ass man alert who gets the power-up, which means he's probably going to get the focus. Although Buffa didn't really get the focus in the Geats one, and Buffa got the power-up. But also the funniest power-up known to man. Like, if you were going to repaint anything from Gotchard, why would it be Iron Gotchard? Why would Iron Gotchard be the suit you look at and go, that's the repaint? That one right there. But also, why would you look at Iron Gotchard, who is black and silver, and go, you know what this needs? More America. It needs to be red, white, and blue, baby. More America. Salute. Salute to our boy, Gotchard, or Valvarad GT. Looks like it has toy trains for Knuckles. Those toy trains you buy in cheap stores. Not saying it's bad for me. It's just saying, dude, I like Iron on its own. This is funny because it also adds scythes. Like, look at here. There's scythes on his hands. Why? Like, were the big fists not enough? You could turn the summer movie into a cool Gavv Gotchard crossover movie. I like the dichotomy of the summer movie being its own thing. It's always been fun that, like, the summer movie gets to be its, like, own one-off story that, like, shows off all these things. We're usually towards the end of the show, so if not the final form, then at least we get the last super form in that and everything. And then there's something about the crossover movie in the winter that always has this, like, banger, like, this is what it means to be a Kamen Rider moment. It always has this banger, like, this is what it means to be a Kamen Rider moment. And it's like a teachable thing between either the last rider and this rider, or like the build one I like to point it to a lot, because Banjo learns what it means to be a Kamen Rider in the build movie. And it's just absolute fire. Be nice if GT was like Twilight and it was like combo form between him and his girlfriend. Valvarad has a girlfriend. I didn't watch the end of Geats or the end of Gotchard. The G's mix me up. I'm mad that all of them have to be G because they get mixed up all the time. Does Valvarad have a girlfriend? The colors look bad though. It clashes too much to me. Oh, the colors look terrible. The colors look terrible. Oh, look at this. Duh. Yeah, the colors look terrible. Of course they do. But like, yeah, I don't know why you just repainted Iron. Why didn't you just give him his own form? Like, what's wrong with the budget going on? Like, at least Buffa is repainted from other series. What is this? Why do Valvarad GT? It's so weird that, yeah, I don't know. This makes me mad. Gotchard's inability to follow its own rules about chemi cards and how they mix together makes me mad. So I probably will not be watching this V Cinema because I didn't finish the show. And if you were going to give me one movie, give me like, I don't give a damn about this V Cinema. Give me the winter movie instead. Butcher Revice, there's so many suits that apparently still exist, dude. Could you imagine they used the giraffe suit? That I'm pretty sure was just a concept for a while.